Hey YouTube. So first of all, shout out to this hairstyle because it is yet holding on. Um, this was an updo I got on Monday, which was it this Monday? Yeah, it was this Monday. It was the 22nd. Sounds about right. Anyway, and today is Saturday. The style is yet holding on. The only thing that has really happened is through sleep and rain and life, the curls have dropped out of this section a little bit, but not so much that it's no longer, in some sort of a reasonable style. And manipulating them a little bit refreshes the look of it. But yeah, basically what was done is an updo. In my other video where I'm talking about my retightening after 4 months, you'll see some better pictures of the style, but it's hanging in there. So I figured I'd come in and do a quick update because I really haven't done an update in a while, I don't think. Previously, let's start with what has kind of troubled me, and then talk about everything that's fantastic. So one of the reasons that people look into Sisterlocks is they want something where they can maintain their natural hair, where it's not going to be that much of a hassle, where it's going to flourish and look beautiful. And I'm going to go ahead and give that a thumbs up. So when I first had my Sisterlocks installed back in March of last year, so that would be 2017, I started with 3 inches of hair. Most of this hair color was in there. Matter of fact, I'll insert sort of pictures of my progression so you can see. That'll help because it's better to see than talk about it. But a lot of my ends I felt were so loose that, and I don't have like curly hair. I don't have ringlets or a loose pattern or anything. I just have tight hair. So with my ends being so loose, it just did not look. It did not look. Okay, it just didn't. It didn't look anything unless I styled it. So every single time I shampooed it, I had to style it. Otherwise, it kind of looked like trash. So, and with my hair being that short, and I kind of have thick hair, like the time that it took to style was just too much, because to braid each section or do whatever, it took a lot because I had to do small sections. There was no grabbing a big section and moving on with my life. So it was a little bit time consuming, which was what I was not looking for. So that threw me off a little bit. As my hair grew out and as I began to embrace what I had, it worked out a little bit better. For one, I went in and I had somebody to somewhat close up my ends a little bit. And I'm working on an idea for me to make my ends look even better. Because if you can see that it's quite puffy and imperfect, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just I have a specific aesthetic that I'd like, and this isn't necessarily it. However, right now, I don't have a problem with it. Earlier on, even before I had somebody to take a look at it, I went through and I coiled, like individually coiled the ends of my hair so that it would take on a pattern versus just being puffy. So it's been a while. What is this? March, April, May, June, July, August. 5 months. So it's been like a year and 5 months. And more recently, I was supposed to have, I think, my retightening in July, and I couldn't make it. So My last retightening has been my first in about 4 months. And a lot of people were concerned about that amount of time. However, as you can see, I'm not bald headed. In here, you can see, the parting is nice. The style itself is kind of, you can't see everything, but you can see that enough that you know that it's not crazy under there. And basically what I did, get that together. Basically what I did during the time of waiting to get my retightening, which kind of kept getting put off, was, for one, low manipulation. The more you play in your hair and manipulate your hair, especially if you've got a lot of new growth going on, that'll be it's almost like when you're transitioning from relaxed hair to natural hair. There's sort of a battle of the textures going on. So you've got this group of new growth that's coming in, but then also you've got what's already been combined together to form a lock. On top of that, you've got locks that can marry together, and you don't want to keep messing up in it. Just don't do it. If you're the type of person that, I know they say, Sisterlocks, don't moisturize them. Lots of people do. Lots of people moisturize them. Lots of people have concoctions that they spray on. If you're one of those people, hey, if that's what you need to do to feel comfortable, then continue on about your life. But me, I kept it really simple. I'd spray something on it every once in a while. The Hydrotherma Naturals follicle growth stimulator? I don't remember. It's a product that I'm familiar with from when I went natural the first time. So I'd spray that every once in a while. Mist. Just if I felt like it was a little tight in there or whatever the case may be, because I have tight hair. Tightly coiled hair. When my hair is just out and free on its own, it's like cotton. So that's what I'm dealing with. And I kept my hair up in a ponytail. Matter of fact, as I was growing out, that was the first time that I was able to get it in a ponytail / bun. More of a bun. Fluffy, loose, faux bun type thing. Faux pony. Whatever. But it came right in the nick of time because that served me well. And I basically just kept it up. I didn't play around in a lot. Didn't try to do a bunch of crazy stuff with it. I just, would get it shampooed, put it back up. I had one lock. I don't think I'll be able to find it right now. Might not even be out. But I had one lock that slipped out during this time, and that was not a mature lock. When I first got my Sisterlocks installed, for whatever reason, a couple weeks prior to the installation, I found out that I had like 3 random bald spots, like baby's bottom bald, no hair, it just vanished. It was like, see ya. And the hair was just gone. And so, of course, no hair wasn't installed in the locks or in locks in those areas. So last year, around July, it was finally enough hair for them to be introduced into locks. And so one of those slipped out. And of course, those locks are completely different. They look really different, but my texture came back a little bit different in those areas. But I'll include a picture of what that looked like, which I was really surprised at the amount of growth as well, because like I said, it was completely bald last March when I had my locks installed. So you'll see that, and you'll see I'll be holding it down, and you'll see that how it looked before it was retightened. I'll throw in some pictures of what my hair looked like after retightening, and for those of you who, for whatever reason, you have to stretch, you're tightening out, just know that you can. But my recommendation is low manipulation. Don't do a lot of crazy stuff to it. Don't go in there acting crazy and popping and pulling and whatever, because you want your hair to not only rest, but you don't want to weaken it or aggravate any fragile areas. So let me think, what else? Okay, so I told you a little bit about what I didn't like. As it's growing out, I'm enjoying it a lot more. As the length is coming in, I feel like there's a lot less that I have to do. Like I mentioned before, I had to style it, otherwise it looked like trash. Or at least that's how I felt. But now I have a little bit more freedom if my hair is not styled. And I'll incorporate some pictures of how it looks. Just, hey, it's not style, I'm straight up out the bed, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna prolong this video. I'm not using any special products on my hair. Stopped braiding and banding like 500 years ago. That was on my last nerve. I also no longer wash my hair at home. I haven't washed my hair at home. You know what? My schoolmates will probably smack me on the hand if I say wash one more time. We get used to that. Shampoo. If you are a licensed cosmetologist, you should be saying shampoo. So, you know, correct terminology. But anyway, I have not shampooed my hair at home myself since earlier this year sometime. Why do I not do that? Why would I spend money on shampooing my hair? Well, here's the main thing. I'm not in the mood for having buildup in my hair, any of the above. And in its lock state, the hair, it has to get clean. It has to get clean. Otherwise, product buildup will take place. And I'm not interested in that right now, or ever. So, my water at home, in the shower, whatever, the pressure for the thickness of my hair, size of my locks, whatever, there is not enough water pressure for me to get a clean that is necessary to ward off things like product buildup. You put shampoo in your hair, if you have not shampooed it all out, yeah, you're gonna have stuff lingering in your hair, and you don't want that. Nobody wants that. So if you're shampooing your hair at home and you see buildup, I would just say maybe, you don't have to do it all the time, but maybe go in and have somebody shampoo it at the salon, because at the salon the water pressure is much higher, much higher, and the water can power through and get that stuff out. And on top of that, when you're shampooing your hair, oh, it's all fine and dandy if you have loose hair, because you can go in, comb, brush, whatever, to take off some of that residue that may be lingering. But when your hair is locked, it's going to get stuck in there. There's nothing that you can really do to remedy having something stuck in the follicles of your locks. So I didn't come on here to make this video 600 years long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. If you guys have any questions, you want to know about anything else, you want to see anything else, I'm thinking about going black with my hair. As you can see, I've got color on my ends from when I dyed it several months before I got my locks installed, when I had but this much hair. So if you have any questions about anything, or whatever, you want to see something in particular, leave a comment down below. God bless y'all, and I'll insert some pictures of my process from installation till now. Be blessed. Have a good one. Bye.